I'm Gareth Sanders, I'm the Managing Director of Sparkle Cleaning Franchises. These are my 5 biggest mistakes that people make when choosing a franchise. 1. They don't do the proper research. We are obviously a cleaning franchise, and during COVID-19 we've turned away more prospective franchisees than we've taken on. This is simply because they haven't done the relevant research. We've had people come to us and one of the first questions we always ask is, why do you want to get involved in a cleaning franchise? And the amount of times in the last 6 months we've heard, because we think it's going to make a lot of money right now. Just because you think it's going to make a lot of money right now because of the current economical situation doesn't mean that you're going to still enjoy it in 12 months, 24 months or 72 months. You've got to do that research into the business. You're going to be tied into these franchises for a minimum of 5 years. Make sure it's a franchise you can still love in 3, 4, 5 years' time. Second biggest mistake is once people find the franchise, they just dive in. They want to pay their money and get going. This isn't always the best case. It's always worth speaking to other franchisees. Never let the franchise put you in touch with people. They're only ever going to put you in touch with their best people. Pick some people to ask. Go onto the franchisor's website. They're going to have the territories that are operational. Pick 3 or 4, reach out to them, speak to the franchisor and say, I want to spend a day with these people. If they say no, that's then going to be a red flag. If they say yes, great, go and spend some time. Ask them what it's really like. What support do you get from the franchisor? Mistake number 3 is thinking you're going to be able to run it as an independent business. You can to a certain extent, but there's always going to be restrictions, from where you can trade, the products you can use, to how you communicate with clients. Make sure before you step into that franchise, you've had these hard conversations. What happens if I go outside my territory? You don't want to be there and because of a mistake, get that territory taken off you or your franchise closed down. You've got to be very, very clear that you are being part of a smaller part of a big company. There are pros, there are cons. Focus on the pros of this. Smaller territory has been created for a particular reason. The franchisor will have done the research into why that should be a territory. They know it will work, they know the business is there, and they will give you all the tricks, tools, and tips of how to go and find those clients. Mistake number 4 is not learning how to implement the systems. The franchisor will have spent a lot of time, a lot of effort getting these systems correct and how they work. Now, if you come in and try and do your own thing, you're not fully utilizing what you've bought into. The franchisor will have the system of how to go out and find those first clients. It's important that you spend the time, learn, and ask questions if you're not sure. Don't do it gung-ho, focus on the systems. Ask the questions, make sure you know the next steps you need to take to get those clients and to start making yourself money. And the final mistake people make is they think it's going to be a get-quick-rich scheme. It's not. I've never seen one work that way. You might get lucky and get a big client in your first week. The budget that they will have built out for you is going to be fairly accurate. Therefore, it's not going to be a get-rich-quick scheme. Have a look. Look at the data that they've given you. How much money are you going to be able to turn over in the first year? Is that realistic? Are you going to be able to live off that money? They're the 5 biggest mistakes to look out for when buying into a franchise. Think very carefully, ask those hard questions, and never be afraid, if it's not right for you, to be honest with the franchisor.